Hello and welcome to match number 4 of the AFL Pacific Cup here at Maroochydore. My name's Daniel Viles. This match is between the Papua New Guinea Flames and the New Zealand Kahu. New Zealand had a very narrow loss to Nauru on the opening day. The Flames had a draw with Tonga last night. We are underway and the live chat is open. Get behind your team as Monica Tindipu, Mama Monica as I heard her referred to the other day. Now, we do know that on the links page, as that's put forward by Bonnie Anera, it does say open men on the link. Axel Oswald pushes forward for New Zealand here on her club home ground. Just out of reach of Kate Turnbull as it's holding the ball. New Zealand on the charge. Sayan Drollett. Happy birthday, Sayan. Turns 23 today, I believe. She'll get it inside 50. Just falls in front of the teammate, unable to keep the play going. Drollett finding her way through. Kick forward, good long kick, should be taken in defence. Knocked forward, superb opportunistic work, and they found a way through. I think it might have been Letitia Trigwell-Ahmad who got the goal in the end. We'll have a look on the replay. But they were able to force the error in defence, the Kahu. We can see the kick come forward there. 4 New Zealand players pounce on it. And look, I'm going to give it to Letitia Trigwell-Ahmad, but I'm happy to be corrected. So just trying to get back to live coverage. It looks like there may have been a freeze up of the camera, so we'll get to that in a moment. But Papua New Guinea have won the first clearance, trying to crawl their way out of trouble. And so play stuck down in the middle of the field. Just apologising for the camera trouble. We have continued. There is a ruck just forward Papua New Guinea. It's being roved by Monica Tindipu and then turned over. New Zealand going forward. Just mark dropped by Kate Turnbull. Cleaned up in the left wing by Papua New Guinea. Ball comes loose. It's a very wet field, as you may have seen. Ball emerges from the bottom of the pack. Kicked forward by Elma Emil, the tall figure, to the untall figure of Monica Tindipu just on the left of the centre circle. Crashed forward by Isabella Grant through the middle of the field. We're trying to get the picture sorted out for you. Not quite sure what's happened there, but play is continuing. Papua New Guinea inside 50 at centre half forward. Messy ball on the ground. New Zealand able to hack clear it out back towards the centre circle. They've got a bit of movement going forward. Inside 50, mark drop just inside the 50 in wet conditions. That was by Zoe Gullery. Gets it all the way back to Kula Baudry. Apologies, Kaylee Tavendale. Gets it wide to Chloe Rahui Durkin, the vice-captain, at right half forward. Handballs back to Tavendale. Tavendale inside 50. Goes through in defence to Rose Endoy. Endoy for Papua New Guinea will clear. Switches the play out to right half-back. Sliding mark taken by Demi Sultan about 40 metres from goal. Handballs inside to Jolan Collins. Collins shoots from a fairway out. It will be a behind. And so New Zealand lead 1-1-7 to Papua New Guinea yet to score. We're just working on the picture. Apologies for this. In fact, I may just try something here to see if I can unlock things. Hasn't happened yet. New Zealand turn over the ball. They've gone inside 50. Monica Tindipu has cleared. It's just out in the 50. The mark has been dropped by Liv Waldron, the captain. They will turn it back around. They've gone back inside 50. Mark taken on the 50 by, I think, Kate Turnbull. Overturned inside 50. Defensive mark taken by Isabella Grant. Ball's out of play. There'll be a boundary thrown at left half forward for Papua New Guinea. Looks like we've got the picture going again, so that should come through on your screens fairly shortly. Now, thank you to the technical team. The score is New Zealand 1-1-7, leading Papua New Guinea yet to score. We are just shy of 5 minutes in to the first quarter. New Zealand on the attack. The imposing figure of Sally Houlihan knocks it forward. Back the other way. Monica Tindapu has been getting possessions galore for Papua New Guinea in defence. And thank you so much for your patience on several fronts. So I'll slow down the commentary now that you can see what I'm talking about. Tindapu with an air swing. And the Flames will bring play to a halt. Tamara, you're very welcome. Just sorry that I stuffed it up in the first place. The live chat is open. Please get on there, support your team, correct my mistakes, give me information about the players, whatever you like. New Zealand on the charge. That'll be cleared by Jill Ravasiro for Papua New Guinea. Forward through Taiva Lavai. Coming back the other way, fierce play. That might be Marianne Ealer. But a triple effort nonetheless. And New Guinea looking for an attack. And unfortunately, in these wet conditions, you can see the water spraying up from the surface. Axel Oswald, who probably hasn't seen that much rain. We get plenty of summer rain here in this part of Queensland, but not a lot of winter rain. So I'm not sure as Axel Oswald has seen Queensland rain yet. Good tackle from Naya Taulamai Holden. Turned over, pumped forward by Grace Perika. Papua New Guinea moving forward on the far side. That is contact over the shoulder. So Papua New Guinea with a free kick, which will very much please Tamara. Oh, sorry, Tamara's cheering for the Kahu. And Sesbi Lai going for the Flames. Good to see you both back. Inside 50. And the Flames looking to hit back hard. It's a good long kick to a few forwards. Came off the back, the angle. As the kick came in from, I think, Bridget Talania. Was just off. But after being caught napping a little bit in the opening stages of this game, the Flames lit up. Just knocked out of the way of Alana Goldingham, who then laid the tackle on LeVay. Hello, Malta. Go Sammy Lay. Absolutely. Wearing number 9 for the Flames. I realise you're called the Flames, but I love the Bird of Paradise national symbol that Papua New Guinea has. It's just a magnificent bird. And well depicted. New Zealand on the counter-attack through Tavendale. Tavendale trying to get it forward. Unfortunately, she tried to kick from underwater. It didn't really work. Off hands. Oh, called a lasso. I'm not entirely sure that's what the lasso rule is for. But it will be a New Guinean free kick. No, boundary throw-in. We now have the correct decision. Because it just came off a hand. It wasn't a deliberate kick. It should be a boundary throw-in. Margaret, good to hear from you again. Hope you've recovered from last night's game. And Tamara Taulamai with support for Kaylee. That being Kaylee Tavendale, who's been involved in the forward 50 very early. Vakade at the bottom of the pack. Spent a lot of time there last night in the draw. Yeah, holding off the ball. That tackle was just a little bit too early. And so the Flames with a free kick at left halfback. Coming wide, finds Isabella Grant. Short kick is turned over. As the free kick for high contact comes back to Kula Baudry in the sleeves today. If Kula Baudry is cold, then I'm cold. To right half forward. Didn't quite hit the target. It was good work from Veronica Kavanamua. Brought to ground. These wet conditions are going to test the players. But she wins the free kick, Veronica. Nope, has to give it over. Okay, game of rugby breaks out as Veronica and Elma try to work out who's actually won the free kick. And as Sammy Lai is getting support on the chat, she turns up on the screen at the bottom. Just impacting the play now. Over the back, falls through to Kirsten Meets. Now that will be a lasso free kick outside the 50, so Papua New Guinea to restart from left halfback. And Vaina Tualai, who's in the number 3 jersey. As Sesby Lai, getting involved on the chat early, I like it. Tasha Imoki, let's go sisters. They're doing pretty well. They're 6 points down, but nothing to be ashamed of. New Zealand on the attack, however. Not the greatest or most photogenic handball over the top, as wasn't that one. So that's one throw each that's been let go. Let's continue. Emily Hunter just not quite getting the fist with her handball. It's not a handballing kind of day. Goldingham tackled. Comes back to Hunter. Hunter does well. Tries to get it through to Baudry. Inventive kick. Sultan. Tried to switch the play, but just didn't get enough on it. And in the end, I think it was worn by the face. Look at the speed. Tremendous speed from the Flames. And then working hard over the ball. There might be Loreniki. Or possibly Marianne Ealer. I will work that out for you. Elma Emel's easy to spot. Turned it over to Oswald, who then caught one in the back for her troubles. Ball up just inside Papua New Guinea's forward 50. Janet Malua, good afternoon or good evening. Go Grace Ursula, who scored a wonderful goal last night. And Irene, watching from the 2G Estate 8 Mile in Port Moresby, where a lot of these players are from, of course. Plenty of Bombers. Plenty of Demons. Plenty of Magpies. Inside 50 go the Flames. Just didn't quite attack the ball hard enough in the forward 50. Gave the Kiwis a chance to clean up. And then getting a a free kick for being cleaned up. There's a little overzealous in the forward line with Valerie Mai. Had a big role to play in last night's draw. If you didn't get a chance to watch that game, it's on YouTube and will be for all time. Turn the commentary off if you have to. It was awful, but the play was fantastic. Back inside 50, the Flames. Intercept mark just dropped by Oswald, but found a way through. Then lost. Turned over as Monica Tindipu just burst her way through several opponents and wins the free kick. Cecilia Miller says, come on, Flames, at a 50-metre penalty. Moving in front of the mark. Mama Monica's about to score. Get the family around. And get Monica on screen. We cannot miss Monica's goal. We're not going to. Thank you. 50-metre penalty. Monica Tindipu. Goal. Scores a level on Maroochydore field number 3. So the free kick awarded. In fact, all we'll see there is the shot. But it's worth seeing again. Plenty of love for Monica. So it's a goal apiece in Maroochydore. And if someone gets a photo of that, you can hang it up in the headquarters of AFL Papua New Guinea. 7 points apiece. Baudry wins the hit out. Comes forward to the captain, Waldron. Pump towards half forward, going wide, diving effort. Superb work in the wet. I think that might have been Josephine Severi. Just finding a way. It was Josephine before with that flying effort across halfback. The tackling is fierce. Elma Emil held on a little bit long, but I don't think her coach will blame her for that because at least it was a big effort. Liz Waldron, from a rugby background, as many of these Kahu players are. That's not the intended target, but it would have done. And that's where the rugby union skills come in. Ended up being stripped by Jolan Collins. Trying to find hands free. Looks like Cian Drollett might have copped a hit in the mouth on her birthday. That's not really the present you want. And then strong work from Veronica at ground level. Prudence Sindrewen. Full of love for Monica. From support from the post office. Love to see it. Cian Drollett inside 50. Lands in a puddle. Still gets a decent bounce. Trying to find some space. Handball in front of goal. Goes through the hands of Turnbull. Gives the Flames defence time to get back. Plenty of numbers around the ball. The opportunity not over for New Zealand. Izzy Goodwin looking for it. Through on the ground from Trigwell Ahmad. Flames clear aerially, but they're not out of danger. Ground ball kick from Thyra Tavil. Play allowed to continue. Oh, a big don't argue from Marianne Ealer. And those plats are becoming more and more famous in this competition. Turned around was Ruby Lee Poata. Up towards the goal square. That's a wonderful diving mark. Lillian Barnabas. She was excellent in defence last night, and she's made a wonderful start to proceedings today. About 90 seconds left in this quarter. 17 minutes per quarter in this competition. Hermione Sowene. It's not just let's go Flames. Let's go Flames. Best I could do. Free kick given to Papua New Guinea. And Elma has been wonderful in defence. Goes wide. Nice safe kick. Into the hands of, I think that's Veronica in the purple boots. The lilac boots. And that's a kick she'd like to have a second chance at. Shanika Finai, let's go, Ruby. Ruby's been going for this whole week. She's been fantastic. Waldron, centering kick. Landed in puddle number 24. Back to Waldron. Has a bit of trouble picking it up, understandably. Pilfered by Bridget Talania. Turns in the soccer, turned over. New Zealand has dominated territory in this opening quarter. Plenty of PNG players around the ball. Now did Monica... Yes, Monica just, ironically for the shortest player in the tournament, tackled someone high. Jamie Igal, there have been people called Hermione for centuries. It's not a Harry Potter invention. Free kick to Chloe, Rahui, Durkin. It's off to the left and I don't think has the distance. So that'll be no score. Quarter time, it's 1-1-7 apiece. Monica Tindipu scoring for Papua New Guinea. Latisha Taolamai Holden scoring for the New Zealand Kahu. Welcome back to Maroochydore. We've, with the wet weather you see around the place, we've decided to give the number 2 oval a rest, and we've come over to number 3, which is where the Maroochydore Women's Reserve Grade team plays. This club, plenty of contributors to the AFLW. Of course, Axel Oswald, number 1 for New Zealand, plays at this club, and she had an outstanding year this year. That's my main competition, so I had the joy of watching her at halfback. As play gets underway in the second quarter, as Elma's just told to, let me throw the ball up, and then you can come and attack it. Papua New Guinea with the initial clearance out to Monica. That's a good tackle under pressure. Just a bit of space for the Papua New Guineans, who the wind has been inconsistent today, but there is a bit of an advantage going to that right end of the field. So Papua New Guinea's done well to keep the scores level in this quarter as it comes out to Goldingham. Back to the imposing figure of Elma. Because plenty of AFLW players have come from this Maroochydore club. Shannon Campbell from the Brisbane Lions, Belle Dawes, Talia Randall, who now plays with North Melbourne and could win a premiership this year. They're looking outstanding, the North Melbourne Tasmanian Kangaroos. Play allowed to continue as Aussie rules threaten to turn into horse riding just for a moment as players found others on their backs. Lolly Sailor, welcome to the chat. Baby girl Sammy Lai, number 9, watching you from Perth. Thanks for your support, Lolly. I hope the weather's drier where you are than it is here in Sunshine Coast of Queensland. Sultan in defence, just leaving it for a teammate. Veronica threatening to find a way through, ran into traffic, and that'll be a ball up. Lily Postlethwaite, another one who played for this club in the Quaffle W before reaching AFLW level. Good work from Levi in the middle. Holding the ball, though, bit off more than she could chew. And so New Zealand will have a chance to clear from that northern end of the ground. If you go beyond those houses at the back of the screen, you end up at the Maroochydore River, which is probably a bit higher than it normally is, but in sunny weather, it's just a beautiful spot to hang out. Could have been a turnover there. Izzy Goodwin's kick was charged down. Then through the hands of Ale Alu for Papua New Guinea. Thumped forward by Grant. Just through the hands of Grace Perika. She gets a second opportunity. Wider, finds Sammy Lai. Kicks it out on the full. But for the benefit of all of her fans online, that was the most beautiful kick out on the full I've ever seen. No one kicks out on the full more beautifully than Sammy Lai. Hopefully I won't get in trouble now. Kick in field, finds its way through to Kula Baudry. Or possibly Bowdry. I'm happy to be corrected on that. Looks like contact over the shoulder. I suspect a free kick's coming up here. She has to go behind the mark, but it is Isabella Grant's free kick. In fact, I apologise. It's gone to Buel Vakade for New Zealand. Couple of flames getting in each other's way. Hacked forward by Drollett. Grant defending strongly. Causes the turnover. Didn't think that was a correct disposal, but Izzy Goodwin gets possession anyway. And eventually it'll find its way over the boundary. Touch, so there'll be a boundary throw-in. Tamara was good pressure from the Kahu. And a bit of support for Naya as well. Goal scorer. And I believe she's one of the vice-captains of this side. And Tosh Keeler, watching from Port Moresby, Taralma Barracks. Grace, Ursula and Irene. And if you didn't see last night's game, Tosh, go back and watch it because Ursula in particular was fantastic. Boundary throw-in, New Zealand on the attack on their left-hand side. Well cleaned up at the back. That was Joel Collins. Left foot kick only just found a bit of boot. Good discipline in the tackle. Oh, that was over the shoulder. Somehow allowed the play on. It's a whistle now. Maya, thank you so much. So Baudry. Unless I just got it wrong and the first time was actually the second time. Sesby with her support for Mummy Maya. And a 50-metre penalty. Forgive me, I was watching the screen when I should have been watching the umpire. Letitia Trigwell Ahmad. And actually, she scored the first goal. I incorrectly gave it to Letitia on the chat. I'll fix that at half-time. It was Letitia Trigwell Ahmad going for a second for the match. And with a kick like that, she could become a commentator one day. Scores remain level. Greg Tish deserves your shout-out. Just a shame it didn't affect the kick. But Papua New Guinea with a chance to string together some passes, not able to be held by Lailani Simone. Sylvia, hello, let's go PNG. AJ, let's go Tokarara girls. Greg Hamaha, let's go Kahu. Claire Nguyen, I've probably butchered that, I apologise. Go the Flames. And Margaret Maggio, a constant supporter of the Papua New Guinea Flames. Free kick to New Zealand on the 50 as you see the players in the boys' game posing for photos. You can watch that later. Right now, stay here. It's a good turn from Sultan. Sultan from a long way out. Off target. But Demi Sultan, when she gets a bit of confidence, gets on the ball as play continues. They're outside the 50. New Zealand with a 1-point lead. That behind just gave them the barest of leads. Sesby Lai has referred to number 9 as Sexy Mummy. You said that, not me. Benita Mai, let's go Valerie Mai. I've liked her this week, Valerie Mai. Continues inside 50. Good discipline from Kate Turnbull not to go in with the reckless tackle. Over the head from Goldingham. Falls fortuitously. Up towards the goal square. Way off target. And it will be a boundary throw-in. Didn't go out on the full. Hello, Nick Hegarty. Let's go Turnbull. Benita Mai. I've already done you, sorry. Claire, go Lani, number 1. No, I've got her surname as Samoan, but that was on a very, very dodgy piece of paper. So if you know what it is, Claire, please let me know in the chat because, as I say, it was a heavily pixelated piece of paper I had. Boundary throw-in. New Zealand on the attack. Bounced up and around Trigwell Ahmad, the goal scorer. Strong work on the ground. I think that's Waldron down there. As she takes 4 Flames for a ride. That's a fair effort. And then one of them uses her back to stand up. And Liv turns around. Does it say who did that? Good thump forward. Just out of reach of Turnbull. But there are players behind. Trigwell Ahmad turns it over. Good work in defence by Ursula Miller. Out towards Drollett. Lani. Return with interest. Kahu inside 50. Kept it in the field of play. Kicking in danger. There's been a bit of that this week. Just not resisting the temptation to kick the ball out of a crowded pack. Samson. That makes much more sense than Simone. Thank you so much, Claire. It was in a really bad font too. I think it was like Arial Narrow or something. It was terrible, but thank you, Claire. Ball stays in, just in that southwestern corner of the ground. But New Zealand win the free kick for being held off the ball. A birthday present for Sigan Drollett. And I'll get back to the Waitakere Magpies. Good effort from Alana Goldingham. And then over top, bit of help from Sally Houlihan. Now, is it Waitakere or I'm guessing it's Waitakere. Up the West Auckland Magpies. Ruby and Joe. Ruby being Ruby Lee Poata. Joe is Jolan Collins, I'm guessing. At any rate, they're moving forward. The Kahu. Finding a way through. Just goes through the hands of Marianne. Second opportunity. This is Tavendale. And that was both a good mark and a good-looking mark. There's been plenty of rock guitar slides on the field here at Maroochydore today, just out of the hands of Grace Perica. Return, plenty of Flames defenders. Just knocked through the legs by Trigwell Ahmad. Out of bounds. As one of the Papuan supporters just tries to help the umpires beyond the boundary. If anyone recognises that man, you can tell him he's on the camera. Sky J says Maggie's for life. Kaka! That was awful. That was a really terrible magpie. Hayden Pope, let's go Liv Waldron. She's a big Southland Stags fan. Goldingham, getting front position. Came off the knees. Probably the wrong time to do a guitar slide. 10 minutes gone in this 17-minute quarter. Margaret, I won't pretend to be able to speak pidgin. I want to. If I ever find a genie with a lamp with a genie, I'm going to ask to be able to speak every language in the world. Knocked forward by Houlihan. The Flames doing enough. New Zealand with a long period of pressure. Long period of pressure. Lorraine wishing more luck to Papua New Guinea. They're defending well. Monica on the ground. Got their head over the ball. Waldron's been tackling hard. And for an ex-rugby player, these are good weather conditions. Martin Savara, afternoon to you. Let's go Flames. Unari Dungapore saying go PNG. New Zealand spending a long period inside 50, but for no reward. Waldron, that was beautifully charged down almost unknowingly from Rosendoi. Sultan trying to throw away the defenders, got a handball away. Deemed to be caught in possession, interesting. Greg, you're too kind. That was an awful effort on the magpie noise. I was worried it might amplify too much at the microphone, so I held back, and as a result, it was terrible. Tava Levi working her way out of defence for the Flames. It was a good effort in front. As the Flames trying to work their way forward. That was Thara Tavel with the big effort before. Well supported by Grace Perica, and then kicked away. Rex Lecker on cam. Uncle Rex. I'll keep an eye out for him, see if he gets any disposals in this match. Chloe Rahui Durkin working her way up the left. They're marking attempts from the Papuans. They're just getting underneath the ball and not quite. They're sort of flying, not catching the ball at the top of their jump, but they'll work on that. Turnbull, unlucky slip as she got the ball forward. And then more guitar sliding marks and then trying to just milk it a little bit. But that was from, I think, Bridget Talania. Good cross-field kick. Just wasn't able to be held on by Ursula. Work on the ground from Jill Ravasiro. Strong tackling from Zoe Gullery. Benita Mai saying, let's go backline for the Papuans. They've been going and going for the last 10 minutes. They have been brave. Cleared by Leilani Sampson. And further cleared. This is the furthest forward they've been for a while. But Axel Oswald, you can see the benefit of 27 years old now, had a couple of years experience in Australia. And she's just got that extra bit of class. And that's what you call a commentator's curse. I say how classy she is, just as she nearly kicks the ball out in the full. It's Papua New Guinea on the attack. Good defensive work from Naya Tolamai Holden. And out of bounds. So no goals this quarter and just the 1 point, that being to New Zealand. Letitia Trigwell Ahmad opened the scoring as the Flames have a free kick at left half forward. Just drops on the 50. Oswald picking it inside. Lots of good shepherding going on. Players putting their bodies on the line for their teammates. But a free kick, there was plenty. Whenever players going for the bump like that, the chance of high contact to give you away a free kick is high. I'm falling way behind in the chat. The Corley family, hello to you. Canterbury AFLW girls rocking the Kahu. They're doing plenty. The province is very well spread, but Canterbury more than pulling their weight. Tosh supporting the Flames. Tamara, good mahi Zoe. Sasa Manuela Gorogo, hello to you. Watching all the way from Manila. I remember you from last night. Thank you for tuning in. Jack Kahu Bowler, the boys have won their match. Let's go the Flames. And Greg Hamau, let's go Tish, let's go Kahu. And the drop king, go Vi. Well, they're pushing forward Papua New Guinea, intercepted by Oswald. Couldn't hold on to the mark with the slippery ball. Finds a way out of trouble. Almost laid that back. It was like it was the back of a ruck. Flying effort from Joel and Collins. And it's a scrappy exit from 50, but it's a scrappy footy kind of day. Monica, well, her team will win the free kick because the player who gave the ball to her, which was Veronica Kavanamur, was held back. They're only 1 point down, Papua New Guinea, and they have absorbed so much pressure. Got a bit close to the mark, so it's a touched entry inside 50, allows the turnover. Anamuru Paenga got it back to Oswald. Forward to Collins. Has a bit of time and space. And the fumble was no disgrace. Knocked forward cleverly by Rahui Durkin. Good tackle from Samson. Just to force it loose and then cleans up the effort. Kicks on a non-preferred foot. Able to get it forward. Intercepted. Messy play outside the 50. Anamuru Paenga retreats to advance and waits the kick well. Finds a teammate in Collins. Collins will keep it wide. More guitar sliding from Chloe Rahui Durkin. Thank you, Greg. Inside 50, here go New Zealand. That would have been a good mark to take. Trigwell Ahmad. I think it was high contact, yes. Yeah, Trigwell, she was trying to get up and was knocked over. So the players with their hands in the air, they were saying, well, I didn't do it. And the umpire was saying, no, you didn't. It was the player behind you. So Letitia Trigwell Ahmad has one goal and one horrible miss. Better kick is off to the right. So it's missed, but probably got a little bit close to the player on the mark. And that quarter just whizzed by. Only 1 point, but the play was quick. The play was fierce. And Papua New Guinea, well, they lost on the scoreboard, but they can take great pride in their defensive effort. Papua New Guinea 1-1-7. Their goal through Monica Tindipu in the first quarter. New Zealand 1-2-8. Their goal to Letitia Trigwell Ahmad in the first quarter as well.
Stay where you are. Game is fair contest. Everybody's game. When you get in here, you don't race about that. Get down to the floor. Pick up the ball. Put it away. One foot. One foot. Get clear. Play it into space. You play it into space. You get up, you follow the ball and back up on it. Don't kick him the surround. That's what happens to the ball. You do it and pass. Follow it up. Help each other. One elbow is enough. Don't look for an elbow. Put it on the boot. This is wet water. Ground is heavy. Boots are heavy. Bulk is heavy. Then you kick it. You don't take it enough. That ball gets out of your. Otherwise, push the ball out. Outward. There's a big open space over here. Push him out. If it means for you to put it on the ground, it goes in follow it up. Okay, yeah?
This structure is start again. Okay?
Who are the backs now? You can set up a bed. Then mix it.
It is half-time in match 4 of the AFL Pacific Cup Open Women's Competition. It is a wet field. Not much rain itself at the moment, but there's plenty of evidence of rain on the ground. New Zealand lead by 1 point. If you're not on the live chat, it is going off like a frog in a sock. Great support for both teams. Plenty of people getting repeat mentions, and I have to mention this one. Kalea Rahui Lawson, go mum. Kalea, your mum Chloe is doing absolutely fantastically. Third quarter action, New Zealand running to the right of your screen. Liz Waldron on the ground, which is almost like her natural habitat today. More like a rugby maul. Oh, kicking in danger, so that'll be called. Free kick to New Zealand. Greg Homaha saying, great first half for both sides. Awesome energy and effort. Hasn't it what? High quality football. Ruli Yulzanar saying, go Letitia, go. She has been. Chloe saying, go Bosky. Not sure who that is. But that's my fault, not yours. Inside 50. Just flicked up by the Papuans as Goldingham is pushed wide. Good defensive tackle. Throw on the far side to Sam Lightfoot. Sorry, that's Izzy Goodwin. Awkward bounce. It may fall for Letitia. Letitia Trigwell Ahmed just misses to the left. It's a 2-point lead for New Zealand. And I'd just like to point out, that miss, nothing horrible about it. No, that was just a good old-fashioned, normal miss. New Zealand on their way with a 9-7 lead. The Flames move it out to the right. Out of bounds. Just a discussion about whether it's a boundary throw-in or a free kick. The lasso rule is, which is where in between the 50-metre arcs, whoever touched it last from a deliberate possession gets concedes a free kick. But it's unique to the AFLW. It's not played in the QAFLW. It's not played in most competitions. And that affects the umpiring as well, where they have to, a lot of their instincts are just delayed a little. Good work on the ground. I think that was Josephine Severi who was riding the tackle, gave away the free kick because she ended up standing there without any pressure on her. In fact, I'm not sure that it is Josephine. I don't want to criticise the wrong player. But it gives a big opportunity to New Zealand. Waldron from a fair way out. Knocked away. That's excellent defence from the Flames. They get it at least 40 metres away from goal. Sultan over the top. Houlihan knocking it through. Waldron looking for a handball. Goes out in front of Gullery. Still loose ball. Gullery looking for space. Outside of the boot will just miss to the left. It looked like it hit the post. It actually hit the black post just behind the goal posts, the ones that stop people from having to fetch the ball in the next river. Yes, Cheryl, I know when I'm beaten. I need to behave myself, don't I? Out come the Flames. That was an important touch. Just missed who it was on the ground, but that was about to be turned over. And then the free kick was averted because the hand of, I think, Thyra Tavel, it was, came across. Centering kick, however. Plenty of work for New Zealand to do. That kick was okay on the ground. Turned over. Rahui Durkin gets it into space. Trigwell Ahmed chasing it through, but some good shepherding in defence. Tackled is Loreen Iki. Gets it out to the 50. Not able to be held by Mariana Ila. She's been impressive today. Just out of bounds. Alana Goldingham trying to keep it in. Hello, Benita. Let's go, Jossie and Valerie. Jossie, I'm assuming, is Josephine Severi. That's a guess. Hello, Rihanna Warreningi. And I'm guessing you're related to Oriana, who was absolutely brilliant last week in the under-17s. I hope she got a hero's reception when she got home. There's been a whistle. Free kick to New Zealand. And that wasn't the player with the ball. That was in the ruck contest. So that's against Elma Emil. You're absolutely right, Greg. That ball is soap-like. Wouldn't recommend washing yourself with it. Into the goal square. Few kicks on the ground. Someone's going to be offside in a moment. Sally Houlihan knocked it forward. Loose ball. Ugh. Yeah, line ball decision. I don't mind the umpire letting that one go. It did look like kicking in danger. Letitia Trigwell Ahmad. And then Sultan. Going to ground, which in wet weather it's interesting. It's a 50-50. Jolan Collins just getting an accidental trip. Not a free kick. And we'll have a ball up just outside the 50. As Sayandrola says, get away from me. It's my birthday, for goodness sake. Thank you for Benita for confirming that. Yes, Josephine's done some good things out in the field today. Knocked out forward. PNG, they've been weathering a lot of pressure in this third quarter. And this is about as far forward as they've got. Oswald cleaning up at the back. Clean pair of heels and able to get a kick away under pressure. Turned it over. Dropped by Tavil. Given good protection from her teammates, particularly Marianne Ila. Oh, a little bit dangerous sliding in. Allowed to play on. And they're on the attack. First inside 50 of the quarter for Papua New Guinea. And they've got an inside 50 mark. I think that's Valerie Mai who's taken it. Mike Rose says, go Alana. Been doing all right. Towards the goal square. Looking for front position. Good roving at the back. Shot in a narrow angle. The fullback play was fantastic. New Zealand out of jail. Even though they've kicked it away, that's an excellent piece of positioning. And a good mark taken by Bonnie Anera. Player moving off the mark. I think that's a 50-metre penalty. Yes, it is. And all of that defensive work that Papua New Guinea has done is about to be rewarded. Because the free kick's been moved forward 50. There was movement on the mark. And so Bonnie Anera from the Garahu Magpies will move forward and really just needs to stay calm and not waste time. Bonnie Anera, all that pressure that Papua New Guinea has absorbed, and now they have the lead. What a way to introduce yourself to the game. The replay will just be the set shot. But just one moment of ill discipline on the mark from the New Zealand defender. Concedes 50 metres. And on a wet day, a 50-metre penalty hurts doubly. I did see a Queensland State League game where Maroochydore, I think, had about 1/4 of the inside 50 entries that the University of Queensland had. But they absorbed it all and then got a goal from a 50-metre penalty and won the game despite having about 20% of possession for the match. Good harassment from Viccardo, but a little bit too eager. Gives away the free kick. Papua New Guinea going route one, straight through the middle. Good effort from behind. That might have been Levi. Looking for the inside ball. There was none. Barnabas was twisting, turning. Bridget Talania looking for crumbs outside the contest. Just little dinky kick. New Zealand scrambling in defence. Good tackle to knock the ball loose. Courtney Chastain working hard in the tackle. To no avail. Kula Baudry in the ruck. And the Papua New Guinea fans get in into the chat. Could be in for a second. Valerie Mai. Axel Oswald, good discipline to not go through with the tackle. Ball knocked out of the hands of Lillian Barnabas. Chance not over. Goes out wide to Elna. The handballs are fine in dry weather, but today it's just so hard to get onto them, and you're going to have to just make multiple efforts. They've got a free kick, however. Might have been high contact. Just as players went down for the ball. If you get your head over the ball, the defender crashes into you. It could be celebration time. Bonnie Anera looking for a second goal. She's not exactly making her lead secret at centre half forward. But the shot is coming in from right half forward. Falls short. What a brilliant mark. That's Barnabas, I think. Gets the shot away in the end. Through everyone, Oswald will clear. New Zealand had 3 in the goal square. Made sure they had the territory. More air swings, but Kate Turnbull made up for the miss with the tackle. I can't keep up with the chat, and that's a testament to how much you're enjoying it. But please talk amongst each other. Amy Grant's new to the chat. Go the Flames. They're going all right. They've got a lead against the run of play. Monica, low kick through the middle, wins a free kick. May come back to Sammy Lai, who, if the chat is anything to go by, if there was a vote for the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea tomorrow, Sammy Lai would win. There's plenty of love for her on here. But it's Elma Emil with the free kick. Brilliant charge down from... That was Baudry. Just knocked out of her reach. But she uses her side so well. Turnbull handballing. Got the ball out wide. Still over 6 minutes remaining in this term. Finds Veronica. Margaret Maggio, proving that Sammy's got her vote in a prime ministerial election. Deep inside 50, through the hands of Oswald. Wraps up at the back. Is looking for a teammate further forward. That'll go out of bounds, so gives away the free kick. Papua New Guinea's free kick on true centre wing, their left-hand side. This quarter's turned right around. And Monarch's working hard as well. Theo Walden, g'day. Go Joe and Ruby, they're doing very well. Tomato, you can say Eon or come on, and they both work. But New Zealand backs to the wall at the moment. Weren't able to capitalise on their opportunities earlier. Need to create some more now. Oswald, that was on a weaker foot. And still found a target just back of midfield. That came off the back of the head, I suspect. Elma showing that she's good by hand, by foot, and by bun. Making sure the ball is wrapped up is Chloe Rahui Durkin, whose daughter is watching and proud. Gave away the free kick. Veronica, in the lilac boots, just slipped. That's happened about 4 or 5 times today where the player's done nothing wrong, just their stationary foot when they've gone to kick has given way beneath them. As the Maroochydore turf betrays them over and over. Sultan into the middle, just out of reach. As Elma gets the foot to the ball this time, decides not to use the bun, and Turnbull did not dispose properly. Strong tackle by Monica. Everyone's involved in this game. That's brilliant. Good mark coming across the top. That might have been, across the front, sorry. That might have been Valerie Mai. Good sweeping in the back from Kirsten Meets. No, it wasn't Valerie before because that was her crashing over the top there. Free kick to New Zealand. And Meets is rewarded. Benita, I've really enjoyed Veronica's play over the last couple of days. And of course, we're not even halfway through the tournament. Working their way out the left-hand side, the Kahu. The counter-attack is on. Goes past Veronica now, but she's got speed. She's able to step around a defender. Good effort from Izzy Goodwin in defence. And then spectacular mark. Has that been held in? It has. And Marianne Ila has a bit of X-factor about her. Just dropped in front by Bridget Talania. Free kick. It's gone to Papua New Guinea. There are a few there. You'll often look in a wet weather game. It's a bit like rugby union. I used to be a rugby union referee many years ago where you could give 5 free kicks at every stoppage, but you have to pick out which one was the most significant one. Tell you what was significant there, the mark from Meeks. From Meets, I apologise. Good running for... Oh, that's unfortunate. Coming from the back was Grace Parika, who I've liked today. I've liked all of them, but I like pointing out that I've liked them. Good sweeping at the back from Grant, who I think was responsible for that mark before. 3 minutes remaining. Third term. Only goal scored by Bonnie Anera of Papua New Guinea. At the time, it was against the run of play. Ale Alu was tackled, and then I think we're out on the full. So New Zealand on the attack. Mike Rowe on behalf of Hugo Rowe, who is sick but excited for the first time today, watching Alana. Hugo, get well soon. I hope you're doing okay. And a bit of footy cheers most people up, myself included. Just on the edge of the 50. It'll squirt over the paint. And the hot step and work of Ale Alu in defence. In the end to no avail, but it looked fantastic. Tiele Parata saying go Joe and Rubes. A lot of support for Joe and Rubes. So Joe from the Gerahu Magpies. Oh, sorry, wrong team. Joe from Melbourne Uni. Ah, they're both Melbourne based. There we go. Melbourne Uni and Brunswick Renegades. Hello, Victoria. Thank you for your weather. That's going nowhere outside the 50. That will need intervention from Lime. Squid inside the 50, sweating on it. Then they've worked out that Chloe Rahuri Durkin can be a bit of a threat on the edge of the contest, and they need to get the ball off her straight away. Cheryl Frost joining the Joe and Ruby fan club. And why not? We're just bogged down. We spent the best part of a minute in that sort of 5 square metre space just outside the 50. Monica says, I've had enough of this. I'm getting the ball out of there. Out of bounds, but off hand. So that should just be a boundary throw-in. In the final minute of this third term. Now, I think this is the highest audience we've had on YouTube for a women's match so far. We've got 178 on screen at the moment. And I dare say the players and supporters and people who are working at the moment will go back and have a look at this later. Outside the 50, a free kick's been called. Martin Zavara, is it rainy season in Queensland? Look, it used to be. Since global warming, it's been mucked up a bit, but traditionally, yes. November would be when you get the tropical storms in Queensland. 3/4 time, and just to answer Kalea Rahui Lawton's, yeah, you don't mess with the Rahuis. Trust me, Kalea, I'm not, and I never will. 3/4 time, Papua New Guinea, 2 goals, 1-13, lead New Zealand, 1-4-10. I'd say don't go anywhere, but I know you won't. This is Daniel Viles in Maroochydore saying I have no idea what Kahu means, but I suspect as an Australian I have no right to know what Kahu means. And I've probably got some phrases back at you. Fantastic game. New Zealand have probably had more possession overall, but particularly in the first part of that third quarter, the defence from the Flames for Papua New Guinea was just incredible. Thank you for all your involvement on the chat. It's been fantastic. Going back to Desmond, who said that Veronica Kavanagh is one of the best players in PNG at the moment. I'm not going to argue. On the evidence I've seen, she's been fantastic. Kaleo, her love, well behind the Kahu. Mera, very confident. PNG will win. Ruai Kilori saying, go Rosendoi. Martin Savara talking about the short passing. I think you're absolutely right. Willow Poata for the Waikato Magpies. We're underway. 17 minutes remaining. Papua New Guinea with the wind advantage and with the Monica Tindapu advantage. Moving forward, the defence is fierce. That was Nyatola Holden. Oswald tackled off the ball. Created space for Grace Perica. Turned over. And they found a way out through Oswald. Educated left foot. Kicked it away as that was Veronica Kavanagh. Those purple boots spelled danger for any opposition. Not purple, lilac. That's LBW on Ruby Lee Poata. Well, that was a short pass, but not really the one that was being talked about before. Through Ruby Lee's legs again. Poata. Coming back the other way was Isabella Grant. A big presence in the centre of the park. Attempted a good handball. That was Zoe Gullery. Sultan through to Letitia Trigwell Ahmad. Gives away the free kick. It was either off the ball or an incorrect disposal. Play on as Veronica gets a little bit of attention. Past Ursula Miller. Hasn't quite had the impact today that she did last night as she tries to hurdle Alana Goldingham. I think Alana Goldingham has bigger ambitions in life than to be a hurdle. Veronica seems to be back on her feet, or at the very least back on her knees. In fact, that's not Veronica, apologies. That's Monica. Derek Parkinson, go Tish, my goddaughter. Well, she's got New Zealand's only goal today. Ilton, hello, go the Flames. They've been fantastic today. Baudry got rid of it and then forward just through the hands. Clever knock themselves. Just can't quite get the connections in the forward 50. Sultan was hit hard twice. Was able to release. Deemed to have disposed illegally, and I suppose that was right. Just signalling to the umpire that her shoulder copped a bit of a hit. And Kula Baudry making sure that she hands the ball back to the right player. Papua New Guinea on their bikes. Individually and collectively. Through to Leilani Sampson. Kirsten Meets. She's done well at halfback today. Oswald cleaning up. Very clever play. Very clever play. And turned over to the pink boots of Marianne Ila. Turned over to New Zealand. I'll get back to Desmond in a moment because I want to ask for a consignment of beetle nuts to be provided to the Maroochydore commentary box. Beautiful work from Turnbull. Now towards Sultan. Marianne was going at it hard. Just went over the top. Waldron. Inside 50. Those little hits on the ground aren't really going to work. A, on grass and B, in wet weather. Strong work in the tackle. That might have been Bianca Avia. And then all the way past Leilani Sampson. That'll be a boundary throwing because it's inside the 50. Cheryl Frost very helpfully says, Chi-Hu means go, Joe and Rubes. I'm just going to check that on Google Translate and make sure it adds up. Because Google Translate is never wrong. Rai Kalori says, go Grace Perica, or let's go Grace Perica. She's done well today. Knocked out of defence by Marianica. Bit of footwork from Sian Drollett. She wants a win as a birthday present. Her team's currently 3 points down. Samantha Lai, Sammy Lai, the next Papua New Guinea Prime Minister, making sure of the stoppage. As Kaylee Tavendale has been throwing herself around at half forward. Papua New Guinea with a +1 behind the last contest. Just a bit of a slip and then a stray foot from Lillian Barnabas. But her team wins the free kick. Barnabas looking for options. Told to play on. Lovely little step inside Baudry. And Naya Tolamai Holden spoiling from the back, which I suppose is where you always spoil from. Sultan was beset upon quickly. Did well enough to keep her feet. Kicking in danger, yes. Yeah, a little bit too eager from Lillian Barnabas. Norma voting for the next Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, Sammy Lai. Lillian Barnabas getting heavily involved. New Zealand just willing it forward at the moment. They're down on the scoreboard, but unlike the third quarter, they're not dominating territory. Collins with a handball over the top, cleared by Monica. Oswald breaks a tackle twice. Doesn't get the best kick away, and I think she copped one in the leg just as she was getting ready to pull the trigger. Monica again, a little bit of space, got away from Sultan. Picked up by Valerie Mai. Her kick was charged down over the boundary. Boundary throw in, but Papua New Guinea, well, first of all, they want a goal, but second of all, they realise the best way to hang on to a lead is to play the entire game in the front 50. Up to 190 on the chat, on the live stream rather, and that'll grow later. Good evening to you in New Zealand, just after 8 o'clock there, just after 5 o'clock in Port Moresby, after 6 o'clock in Bougainville. New Zealand free kick, ran straight into trouble. The tackle was strong. I believe that's Rubes kicking out of defence. Just got to Vakade on the toe, and for that, it's just an awkward landing. Rai Kalori throwing her support behind Monica. I've got her as just 22 years old. If that's the case, then she gets the free kick. If she has another 10 years of this. And of course, there are teams in the Quaffle W that are looking for players. If any of you feel like coming down and trying your luck in Southeast Queensland, I'm sure there are clubs that'll take you. Athletic effort from Veronica over the top, just missed. With a dry ball, we'd still be raving about that. Now, trying to work it out of defence, hasn't quite worked. Vakade using her body well. Look at the desperation, both sides. With a lack of concern for their welfare in the best sense. And in one sense, Buel Vakade and Veronica Kavanamur, there's a little sense of looking in a mirror when they look at each other near the contest. Goes through Veronica's legs. The back just long enough. Gives Letitia something to run onto. Strong work from Turnbull in the contest. She's such a good forward presence. And I think she's drawn some high contact. There's an injury in the foreground. That might be Marianne who's down. Marianne Ela. So play will stop. Umpire calls for the ball. But there's no extra time on added for injuries. So it's clearly a genuine injury. But this will suit Papua New Guinea. Desmond, thank you for the compliment. I'm just a fan who got lucky, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. Laura Rahui says, "Etu Kahu." Now in Latin, etu means and you. You're not speaking Latin, are you? Tamara asks, what clubs? I'm going to say Yeronga South Brisbane, who used to be the powerhouse in Queensland football. They're just in the south of Brisbane. But they actually asked me, let me know of any players that you like, as Liz Waldron drops the mark, who we might be able to have a chat to coming out of this Pacific Cup. And they came last in the competition last year, Yeronga. As I said, they used to be the powerhouse, but they're struggling at the moment. But if you contact the Yeronga South Brisbane Football Club, I'm sure you'll at least get a chat out of them. Now, there are 9 other clubs. The only reason I'm mentioning Yeronga is because they have spoken directly with me. Foursome backs in the middle of the field, and strong tackling from Sammy Lai and Isabella Grant. And they're still able to push it forward. Over the head of Oswald. Got a bit of space around her. Needs protection from teammates. No, she doesn't. She just dodges 3 opponents. The kick wasn't great, but still found a way through to Drollett. Her handball was a bit messy to Turnbull. Hacks it forward. An underground route. High contact. The free kick will go to Letitia Trigwell Ahmad. Type 1 Turtle asks, are you thinking of moving Tamara? I don't think Tamara's thinking of moving, but I think she's thinking of becoming a player agent. And for what it's worth, the club that came second last in the competition last year is this one, Maroochydore. And they're looking for players as well, but I have not spoken with them. But right now it's all about that wonderful mark taken by Zoe Gullery coming across the front of the contest. She has a big boot. It is time to go for it. Steadies for the shot. Zoe Gullery. This looks to have the distance. Did it clear the last defender? Zoe Gullery gives New Zealand the lead. Fantastic free kick from Zoe Gullery. With a wet ball from, let's say, 40 metres out. They have not scored, the New Zealand Kahu, since the first quarter of this match. That was at the other end of the field. But from 40 metres, wet ball just clears the defence. Joy for New Zealand. And a bit of extra joy for fans of the Southern Stars, who I believe are based in Christchurch. What a game. I know we had a draw last night. Neither team deserves to lose this. Now we have, okay, so each team is meant to have 5 defenders, 5 attackers and 6 in the midfield. And it looks like they were just a bit late with their changeover. So that's a warning against Papua New Guinea. Hopefully that's all it will be. High contact. Papua New Guinea with a free kick. They've got plenty of time. There's no need to rush. Good effort coming forward. That looks like Valerie Mai. Just trying to get it. I think she's playing rugby at the moment. She's dragged that back in. And she's very lucky not to concede the free kick, Valerie Mai. Plenty of love for Zoe Gullery on the chat. Won't have time to mention you all because Papua New Guinea's on the attack. Valerie Mai, yeah, you can't just flop over the ball like that. So Valerie Mai, who looks like she'd be a very, very good, maybe blindside flanker. Right now she needs to be a centre-half forward. And I think, that may have caught Joe Collins on the noggin, or sorry, Waldron. Just stunned her a bit. Back up and running. She's a tough nut. And it's good to see Marianne Lai back up. That injury didn't last long. She's an electric player, Marianne. In towards the pocket. Player down in the foreground. Also in pink boots. I don't think that's Marianne because we just saw her kick the ball. Play won't stop because it's far away enough from the, in fact, play. No, we are going to have the ball up, which is the right thing to do. The Corley family, hello. Calling Zoe G the match-winning goal. Well, it could be. But after the 5 days of football we've had here, and actually this injury is starting to look a bit serious, and I realise that Papua New Guinea don't want to lose this game, and there is time being taken off the clock, but player welfare is so much more important. And there is so little between these teams. I hope this isn't how it finishes. But you've got to look after the health of players, and this is the right thing to be doing. And I missed calling June Manning in the play before. Desmond, who's from Papua New Guinea and clearly knows his football, says that's the winning goal and claps his hands. Now, I noticed that we have stopped the clock on the footage, but I'm quite sure, well, what I've been told is there's no time on in this tournament, so the time does actually keep running. And there is a small possibility that we've seen the last kick in this game, because the clock is probably up to 15 minutes now. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the official timekeeper has given a wave and said, no, you can stop the clock, but my understanding is that it's 17 minutes with no time on. As the teams are gathering, the New Zealand forwards come back to join the defenders. With Papua New Guinea on the attack, it's a shame that we may never know what would have come from this next passage of play. But the competition is that tight. Tomorrow we have the third and final game of the round robin phase. So at 2 o'clock, which is 5 o'clock New Zealand time, still 2 o'clock Port Moresby time, and Papua New Guinea mainland time, not Bougainville. It'll be Nauru versus Papua New Guinea, so that's at 2 o'clock Queensland time and New Guinea time. And then at 4 o'clock, or 7 o'clock New Zealand time, Tonga Storm, who pushed Nauru to the limit today. And they will take on New Zealand Kahu, who look like they may be able to last out for a win here. With a late goal to Zoe Gullery. So the umpires are discussing. They may have called full time. They've certainly at least asked players to leave the field. I'm just looking for some official word, so apologies that I'm guessing. Tiele, unfortunately, my replay only goes back 25 seconds so that I can just get the goals. Obviously on YouTube, you'll be able to go back a few minutes, and particularly it'll be easier once the stream has finished and the video gets uploaded as just an ordinary YouTube video. So the team's just gone into their huddles. Full time's not been called. And I am in the dark about whether the clock is kept running. And there should be some warm applause indeed tomorrow. And if you can help me identify the player, I'm very sorry that I haven't been able to work out who it is for you. I'm still learning to identify the players by jersey number. Might have been... Oh! Sorry, you can probably see the knee. She's in a world of pain. Just waiting to see what the umpires do. It's not always easy to get a stretcher onto the outer field. Now the face is covered, so... When I'm your tech guru, Tiele, you're in trouble. So it looks like, and apologies for sledging our camera operator before, who will hopefully forgive me, but they did stop the clock for that, so... Play will restart. There is time on the clock. I don't know if the umpires had authority to do it, but they've done it. And thanks to you, it looks like it was a head collision, so I'm guessing from your description that there was no free kick forthcoming. It was just one of those horrible things. So players underway with 3 minutes remaining. Our camera operator's a genius for stopping the clock. Sultan looked to kick it further away, only went to Barnabas. Barnabas launches in towards the pocket. That is an amazing mark taken in the circumstances. And of course the players will be a little bit cold. I think that's Valerie Mai, an imposing forward figure. As I say, the wind, I can't get a handle on at the moment, particularly because I'm slightly elevated. Not always clear what's going on the ground. But Valerie Mai from right half forward. It's a big launch. It's across the face. Punched away. That might have been Oswald. It was. Cleaned up by Thera Tavil. Plenty of New Zealand pressure. Papua New Guinea absorbed New Zealand's attacking pressure at this end of the field in the third quarter for a long period. And now the Kahu need to do the same. They've done the first bit by winning the free kick. Joel Collins, who's received 1 or 2 bits of love on the chat today. Nothing excessive. Turned over. Couldn't find a teammate. McKenna Jones, I think, on the ground. Joel Collins has a second bite. Tries to clear further this time. Keeps it wide. Making sure they give Papua New Guinea the most difficult route back to goal that they can. That's a wonderful effort to get the ball moving from underneath the contest. Back inside 50. Oswald read that yesterday. That was a feature of her play for Maroochydore this year. She's turned it over. 80 seconds left. Veronica Kavanamua looking to launch another attack to the contest. No one can get onto it. Cleared again by Naya Taulamai Holden. Get a second effort, but how did Elma do that? Ducked underneath the player. The skills are all on show. Veronica, skillful play until the handball was knocked up to Houlihan. Maya Karu went without it. Has New Zealand done enough? It's been such an even game. I don't have live stats on me. You'd have to think by now that possession and territory have been pretty much even. New Zealand's just made one more opportunity. Well, it's 3 minor scores, rather. Sultan, big handball back in play. 17 seconds left, although we're assuming that this is not the official time in the clock, but it is a 17-minute quarter. It's kicked out. Play's allowed to continue. Oswald. Back inside. Put away by Meats. Joel Collins finishes the match with ball in hand. It is a 3-point victory to New Zealand. It took them a little while to realise. Papua New Guinea were valiant and they're not out of the competition. Monica Tindipu and Bonnie Onera scored their 2 goals. New Zealand's goals came courtesy of Letitia Trigwell Ahmad and Zoe Gullery. A late injury to Papua New Guinea delayed proceedings. But my goodness, it's been tremendous football. As I say, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Nauru versus Papua New Guinea. At 4 o'clock, Tonga versus New Zealand. Don't miss it. To the fans on the chat, you've been amazing. Thank you for getting support behind your team. The live chat, when the players go back and watch this, they will see all of the love you've given them. This is a magnificent AFL Pacific Cup. On behalf of AFL Queensland, AFL South Pacific, Queensland Tourism, Sunshine Coast City Council, and Pacific Oz Sports, thank you so much for your support of today's game. Join us again tomorrow. My name's Daniel Viles. See you then.